Hello everybody, it's Knight here and today we are on Epic 7 and I'm doing a character overview for Adlay. Now he is an Earth Mage of the Sagittarius astrology and he's far better than people give him credit for, especially him being a 3-star, and you'll probably see why when we get into his kit. His skill 1 is Mana Release, attacks with the power of a magical tome with a 25% chance to stun for 1 turn. Alright, and it goes up to a 35% chance to stun. So the chance to stun is real low, so I probably wouldn't focus effectiveness. And he has decent damage scaling. What is that? Um, I want to say 35. Yeah, 35% chance. So yeah, not 35% chance, but 35% damage dealt increase. Okay. I think the average is 30%, so 5% more. His heroic skill is his passive that he has. So he doesn't have really have a skill 2. It's a passive. His combat readiness increases by 9% every time an ally is attacked, and skill cooldown is reset when an ally dies. Alright, now you can get his combat readiness to increase up to 12% instead of 9%. Alright. Now, Mana Seal deals huge damage to all enemies with the sealing spell with the 50% chance to increase skill cooldown by 1 turn. If you soul burn it, it increases damage dealt. Okay, so I'm seeing that you can get the skill cooldown to go down by a 75% chances if you fully upgrade it, or at least get it to four upgrades in. It doesn't have any upgrades for cooldown, so it stays at 5 turns. But as you saw with his passive, every time somebody else gets hit or they dies, well, if they get hit, he speeds up, gets his turn faster. If they die, his moves just get refreshed, and you can use them next time it's his turn. So all right, now Mana Seal deals huge damage. Okay. So he has a huge damage modifier on this move. That means this move is meant to be the nuke move, the move that hurts and destroys all. So that's good. Let me see. 15, 10, 5. All right, so 30% damage modifier. Or not modifier, let me excuse me. 30% damage increase if you scale it up. And okay, now Adlay's position on your team is to be not the he can be the main damage dealer, but he can't be the main threat. All right. Now, what I mean by that is there has to be somebody other than Adlay that the person will want to focus to get rid of first. That way you can fully use him to his best ability. If he's the focus target, he's not tanky enough and he'll just get taken out. So you want to have somebody like a Ravi or Destina, Sads, just somebody that they would choose over him to get rid of. And by them doing that, every time they hit that person, they'll speed him up. He'll get his turns faster, attack more. And if that person happens to die, his moves will be on cooldown. Will come off a cooldown. So if you use your move first, if you use Mana Seal first and do all that huge damage and, possibly put their skills on a 1 turn cooldown, which ain't going to amount to much because when their turn comes, if they haven't done anything, their moves will be back. So, but yeah, you'll do the damage still. And if they kill the biggest threat, the biggest threat, which probably will be like I said or something, he'll get his move back so you can do it the following turn. And since they hit him, his turn will come back faster that turn. So it's a little bit of both. He is more to add a playstyle mechanic to your team, but also deal damage at the same time. He's a great character, and he's a 3-star, so he's free to play friendly. This just lets me know that they wanted everybody who plays this to be able to have a great time just playing with the mechanics and setting traps and tricks for people who attack them. But yeah, so Adlay, he is a great character for that. Now, if we go and take a look at his stats, we'll go to 5-star. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. We go to 5-star. His attack is 863. That's pretty average for a mage. His health is 3200. Pretty low. His speed is 110, so that's great. He's already naturally fast, so he scales well with speed. That's good to know. And defense 489. His defense is pretty low for 5-star, especially. Okay. And going to 6-star, see his maximum potential 1039 attack, 3900 health, still pretty low. Speed 110, so it doesn't go up any higher. But his defense jumps to 606. So yeah, that's a nice boost in defense. He really needs that. Um, hmm. All right. So yeah, that's Adlay, and let's get into some artifacts that'll be good for him actually. Now, I was using. Oh, I'm already here. That's why. Okay. I was using Sarah Rand as an artifact. I still am actually, but there are better ones. All right. Now, where is it at? Sarah Rand. 25% chance to inflict a random debuff for one turn when attacking, and at max level, it's a 50% chance. Now, I added this because his kit doesn't have the best or the most um, crowd control or debuffs in the game or at all. So by me doing this, I give him a chance to deal major damage and lend the team debuffs, so our team could cause more damage and have more control in the match. But since you don't want to really build him with effectiveness, what ends up happening is your debuffs don't have a good chance of landing. So even if they do proc the 50% chance, they won't go past the effectiveness resistance check, and you just miss anyway. So you could do better artifact wise with him. So I wouldn't recommend that. I'm trying to find a good after attacking. Uh, nah, you don't really want to cleanse like that, especially a single target cleanse. If you do, you want it like an AOE cleanse on your move. Let's look at one of these. Okay, now this could be good, Abyssal Crown, but it's 5-star, and then yet again, it's only a 24% chance to stun, but it'll give him 2 stuns and make him a very stun heavy with a powerful AOE nuke character. All right. Okay. Now this right here, if you happen to get lucky and get a 5-star artifact, Etika Scepter is the one that you want to use. All right. Now at max level, it gives you a 50% chance to decrease skill cooldown by an additional turn at the beginning of the turn. So that means that when you use a move and your turn comes back around, your cooldown will go down by 1 because you got another turn, but it'll also increase that and add another. It'll also go down again because of the card's effect. So you end up reducing your cooldown by 2 instead of 1. I hope I didn't, mess you guys up right there by getting a little tongue tied. But yeah, so if you have this equipped, you use a move. When your turn comes back around, skill goes down by your skill cooldown goes down by 1, and then the card activates or has a chance of activating and increasing that skill cooldown rate from 1 to 2. All right, now it is a 5-star, so it's not free to play friendly. It's Etika's Scepter. So that's probably the best card right now that I can see. Time Matter isn't actually good for him. This is for somebody who can one shot. A mage that one shots like Carmen Rose. This would be a great card for her because she could one shot. Well, actually, yeah, for her and for people who can get multiple turns, like mages that can get multiple turns. But yeah, we're not doing a review for Carmen Rose, so we'll just get past that whole little thing. All right. 100% chance to be granted a barrier for 2 turns after being attacked. If attack causes health to fall below 50%, barrier strength is proportional to attack. Can be activated once every 2 turns. I mean, this could help if you're trying to build him the troll way I was telling you about, making him tanky so he can take a hit in case he gets chosen. And I think that'll be nice, especially since it's on the artifact instead of having to play around with his stats. So that could be useful. 4-star, yeah, there's not really nothing here for 4-star for him. And let's go to 3-star. So he has 5-star options being Etika Scepter and where are you at? Chatty. And now let's go to 3-star artifact. I actually only see a couple that would be good. Well, there's actually quite a few, but yeah, we'll see. Now, one I could mention off top, Ascending Axe. I told you want him to be your nuking damage dealer. He's going to surprise a lot of people with how much damage he can deal. And if you throw an Ascending Axe, since he does AoE damage, him landing in AoE is going to give him so much critical hit chance, and it's going to be real nice. Increases critical hit chance of the caster by 10%, making a critical hit effect can only stack up to 3 times. So this at max level, it gives him a 30% crit chance. Early on, it's 15%, but you start off with 24%. So at max level, this can get you already to half of your damage being critical. So it's going to be good. And that's without building crit on him, crit damage on him. Not crit damage, but crit chance on him. Excuse me. And another good one that's free to play friendly is Labyrinth Cube. 10% chance to increase the caster's combat readiness by 15% at the end of the enemy's turn. Now this is probably the most synergistic artifact he has available because it works with his passive. All right. Now your passive, anytime your teammate gets hit, your turn comes around faster. But in order for your teammate to get hit, the enemy has to have taken a turn. So let's say you have it maxed out. They hit your teammate. Your skill, not your skill, your turn bar speed goes up by 15%, not 15, 12%, my bad, excuse me, 12%. And then Labyrinth Cube activates. Now, when it activates, it adds another 15% to that 12%. So that means each turn where that goes by and you don't get hit in Labyrinth Cube procs, your turn bar rate goes up 27%. So if you have a turn, about time the third or fourth person on the enemy team, I think most likely the third person on the enemy team attacks, he'll have his turn again. So he'll be able to attack almost every turn before one of those enemies are going to be getting lapped. And that's just some good. And so yeah, Labyrinth Cube is a good artifact. And here it is, Ronin's Memorandum. Okay, and it increases the speed of the caster by 1% when they attack and stack up to 10 times. So 10% and 20% at max level. Now this is going to speed him up, so he's going to get multiple turns over and over again. This is kind of good. But another thing that I wanted to say is probably the last thing I'm going to mention before I get off. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot where I was at. All right, we'll go back in here. All right, journal. The last thing that I was going to mention before I forget is because of the way Adlay's kit works and how his playstyle that they really want you to use, that you should preferably use him on a team with a provoke. All right, now I say provoke because it forces the enemy to choose another target instead of leaving the option up to them. So if they already know about Adlay, you can have a person on your team with provoke like Cecilia, which is who I have. She could provoke the team and give them no other option but to hit her, increasing his skill cooldown to make him go faster and just nuke them. Just nuke them all to hell. So if you don't really have to build speed on them at all, if you have somebody who can land this 100% of the time, or it's a good strategy to set up if your team is built properly. But yeah, that's just another thing that I wanted to help you guys out and to understand that Adlay, he is a sleeper unit. He is probably going to be on my Banshee team, and he does so much work. I'm telling you, just try him out. You'll understand what I mean, especially after hearing all the little tips and playstyle advice that I've given you today. But if you leave a like. Let me know if I did a good job, what I could work on in the comment section below. This is Knight, and I'm out. I will see you guys later. Bye.